Can you hear me, Seisu? I'm having hardware issues this morning. Oh, of course. Okay, cool. For some reason, my software isn't picking up that it's the mic. All right. Anyway, we're good. As long as you can hear me and it sounds reasonable, doesn't sound weird. But I'm just noticing my camera is so. There we go. Hey, Rutrin, how you doing? So I restarted my computer like 5-10 minutes ago because I was having issues with my camera and my mic, and it looks like they're working. That's good. Hope everyone's doing well today. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is a map-making utility that is available on Steam, and it's actually currently 20% off. Today's stream is a showcase and highlight of entries from our bi-weekly map-making contest called the Dam Challenge. The Dam Challenge is an ongoing map-making contest we host every 2 weeks, typically here across our stream platforms, as well as in our Discord. The theme for the last couple of weeks for the challenge was magic, so I challenged our community to use magic as a theme and make a map of any shape or size and use magic as inspiration. There was quite a few interesting maps brought to the table today for this contest, and I was, absolutely floored by the maps that I got to see. I'm really excited to share them. Share them with you today. The winning map, however, was a late entry. An entry that was just last night before the deadline by Lambent. And this map is, I'm not gonna lie, it is crazy. It's really cool. There is some serious detail and intricacy in this map. So I hope you all are excited for today's session of the Dam Challenge stream. We have a lot of cool maps to look at, not just the winner, but other entries as well. We'll try to see everybody who entered before the end of the stream. Anyway, how was everyone's week? How was everyone's weekend starting? If you were in the US, I hope you had a happy, Independence Day. And if you're from the UK, I'm sorry that, because I'm sure that's still a sore spot. Anyway, moving on. I am very excited to show this map to you because it has just a lot going on with it. But this particular centerpiece caught my attention, this little fountain that they set up with like multiple circles. Our friend Lambent really went to town trying to get this like the roads and like everything to their design, which I'm like absolutely stunned with the work. So we're gonna take a deep dive into this map. Hey Highland Lass, how are you? Okay, so we've got Highland Lass. Okay, so you said, oh, your testing gave me a bit of a start. Testing. I didn't test this morning. Did my stream go live earlier? Seisu, thank you for being here. I appreciate you as always. Rutran, glad you're here. Hieronymo, how are you today, my friend? Swedish Cook, waving back. Lambent. I don't know if Lambent's here or not, but they could be watching on any of our platforms. In fact, let me just make sure that the YouTube platform chat is coming through. It might have been an old stream. that was playing. I did not go live today that I'm aware of. Is it A Milks? Welcome, welcome. I love the ambience here as well. This map is just stunning. It really is quite an accomplishment. So, this map, just to give you a little bit of perspective, it is quite massive. I am running it on low just to keep up with it because it's such a crazy map. 132 by 110. Oh, yeah. I see the Steam feed up early actually today, which is great. Okay. I just want to make sure that our friends, our damn fam over on Steam can actually communicate with us, because sometimes the Steam chat takes forever to update. I'm also going to make sure that our TikTok viewers can see us as well. So if you are watching on one of these platforms, I just want to say thank you and bearing with us while I'm dealing with some minor technical issues this morning. Anyway, I can see all the chat feeds now, so I should be able to answer questions across all platforms. If, for some reason, I'm not seeing your chat, please bear with me, because we are multi-streaming on like 6 or 7 platforms right now at the same time. So I do my best to answer everyone within a timely manner, let's just say that. BB Skate, welcome back. How are you? I gotta say, I really enjoyed your map as well. I thought it was an interesting concept. Geronimo, your map was also awesome. Riot Girl, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so just to show you this map in scale, we've got stables, right? And then there's like this whole house area with like a beautiful bedroom and lovely private bath and massive kitchen and, you know, just this insane wardrobe. Back here we've got like a, what kind of looks like a Zen garden of some sorts, like a fun little space to have tea and meditate. Here's another set of baths. I really love how everyone is just taking advantage of the round and diagonal rooms and just going crazy with it. It's amazing. Look at this road here that's curved around. That looks so good. Pantry or dining hall, or what is this? Hey, Sack, how are you doing, brother? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have a bit of a sore throat this morning. I'm not sure why. I took a lozenge earlier and I drank a bunch of water. And if it's a problem, I'll you know, take a break or something, or maybe we have to cut early. But overall, we should be good. Whoa, just kind of like flipped around. I love this terrace here. This is just amazing looking. Remember, viewers, if you have any questions about the stream, you know, wondering how something was made, or wondering what you're looking at, feel free to ask and I will do my best to answer your questions. Zach, can you keep an eye on YouTube for me and let me know if anything's coming through there, or even type a message there? Look at this hot spring. Holy cow. I feel like I've looked over this map a bunch and I still keep finding new things. Thank you, Seisu. I see it. We're good. Much appreciated. And a good days to use. I'm going to bring this mic up a little bit closer today. Can you all see the mic? Hello. Yep, it is working. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. YouTube, appreciate it for the for the confirmation. I was a little worried, to be honest with you, that that it just was not functional. So thank you for that. This is amazing. Goodness. So I sound more like, what is it? What is that show? Kind of stern in it or whatever. Hello, everyone. I actually can sing kind of deep when I try, but that's neither here nor there. Look at this. This is like a resort, and you're just being waited on hand and foot here. This is absolutely astonishing. Oh my. Now I know why the map doesn't run very well, because of all this electricity over here. That is so cool. Not gonna lie, it's pretty dope. Baba Booey. Anyway. Yeah, I'm thinking some of our community may have a trouble loading this map, and I'm just thinking that now, and I apologize, in advance for anyone who may not get to view this in all its glory, because this map is a tank. The roads, look at this. That is so cool. You just launch a rocket with your desktop. It has a private dock. What the? This map is insane. Oh my goodness. So, I have to wonder how long this map took, and the creator isn't here to help answer these questions. I guess we could look a little bit at the listing info to kind of fill the gaps. So, I'll read this off from the entry. So Lambert posts, no one, other than a few trappers and hunters, noticed when Lady Alf first established herself on a remote isthmus in Lake Xanadu. By the time she came to the attention of anyone in any real position of power, her hold on Xanadu was unassailable, and her influence on the regional economics and politics was ineradicable. She was a mage, of course, but not the flashy kind. Lady Alf's magics were of a highly utilitarian bent. In particular, her spells and constructs in the realm of levitation had a transformative impact on the culture that somehow had never managed to invent the ramp. I feel like this is a dig at us. Anyway, her devices massively boosted the regional economy, and the lady accrued wealth in proportion. Despite being a mage in a position of unchallenged power, Lady Alf has proven remarkably progressive. She maintains no slaves, so far as anyone has been able to determine, and pays her staff well, seeming to take genuine concern for their well-being. Despite some grumblings of how this sets a bad example, no person of any serious political or economic ambitions can afford to be on the lady's bad side. And, if you are in her favor, you might get an invitation to Xanadu, even perhaps to Lady Alf's personal retreat on the heights above the lake. Those who have been so favored speak of an estate that is almost a city in its own right. and the entertainments fueled by Lady Alf's now staggering wealth are beyond compare. There are rumors, of course. There are always rumors. From whence does Lady Alf draw her power? How is it that her enchantments are so impenetrable? She presents herself as a devotee of the Lady of Light, but that hardly explains anything. The rumors say that there must be more to Lady Alf than is readily apparent, and that, for all the splendor on display above ground, there are darker things transpiring in the hidden subterranean chambers. This, it's got a lot of intrigue to it, wouldn't you say? One thing I can recommend if you want to try and load this map, load DA up normally, right? And then, after you've loaded it up normally, set your settings to low quality, right? Save it. Go to view and disable natural animations, and then load the map, because then it'll load in low quality, not medium or high, which will save you some load time. Significant load time. I feel kind of bad picking a map that no one can look at, but this thing is, it's well deserving of a win. Yep, it's a lot of assets too. Yeah, the roads alone are impressive. I did notice one minor thing, and I think it was just an oversight, or maybe they were struggling to get the road on this side to work, but there's one part that doesn't join up, which it's likely just an oversight. But it also goes nowhere over here, so maybe they were gonna do something with it and didn't get time, and just submitted it. That's the thing, I don't know, because they're not here. And they did submit their map last night before the deadline, so they got in just in time. I'm really impressed with it, though. Right? That's a nice boulder. It does look like there was a plan for something over here, like another part of the estate that just isn't done. Which I'm not going to hold it to them, given the massive scope of this entire estate. It is something to behold. Fixed. I fixed it. Done. They built the road around the rock. See? Oh, see, I didn't read the message. I don't read into those because I don't like to get into the discourse between y'all and like get opinionated on the maps. I try to not comment in the damn challenge channel and like when there's an active challenge. So, anyway, I do see that. You know what? It's amazing regardless. So much effort and time went into this map. A lot of love. Very beautiful build. Okay, so Ken Hayes on YouTube asks, speaking of loads of maps, is there a recommended processor or graphics card or memory needed? My giant manor house is so laggy on my laptop. Without a dedicated graphics card. So, I mean, the more oomph you have under the hood, the better with Dungeon Alchemist. So, if the more RAM, the more powerful processor, the more powerful graphics card. we don't necessarily lean towards a brand or the over the other, like AMD or Intel. I think they both work reasonably well. And we also work with Mac and, Linux stuff, so you have, other options if you're not a PC person. Now, with that in mind, I've had relatively good experience by, getting as powerful of a graphics card as I could throw at it and as much RAM as I could throw at it. The processor is important, but right now DA doesn't do any hyper threading. It does all processing on the processor from a single thread, if I'm not mistaken. So, even if you had the most powerful processor on the market, you wouldn't get much out of it. It's kind of like trying to fill a pool with a straw versus a fire hose. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I think the RAM is crucial and the graphics card, because of processing all this data on the screen and having memory to store all the data, is crucial. So at some point, Dungeon Alchemist, I'm hoping, will address multi-threading or hyper-threading, because it is definitely something that would help tremendously with optimization. But we are in early access. It's something that is, optimization is always on the forefront of our mind. Now, that being said, I wouldn't recommend using a Celeron processor. That's like using a go-kart versus a V8. Definitely get a decent mid-range to high-end processor, and then you're prepared for the future when we... Yeah, and then, if you think about it, your system needs a certain amount of RAM to run. Then your computer, running DA, you're going to need extra RAM, and depending on how many assets or how big the map is, you're going to need even more RAM. I just maxed out the amount of RAM I could put in my PC. At the time, I put 128 gigs in. I know that's over the top, but it is amazing how much I can handle. But I recommend, 32 to 64 if you can, if that's in the budget, go for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, despite how full-featured DA is, I'm constantly always having to remind people, it's not finished. There's a lot of work to be done. And by the time we leave early access, optimization and things like that will probably be a lot better too. Ken, I hope that answered your question to any degree. Ryan Thomas, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just stunned at the level of detail that went into this little cart just going here. But here's the thing. There's an elevator going down. I'm noticing that in a lot of places in this map are elevators. You can kind of see where there's spots for things to kind of recede into the ground. Like under here, there's crystals under this. And this could probably recede down. I'm just hoping it's a good horse and it has no desire to get out. How about that? Highland Lass, she's like, nope, it'll get out. It'll try and get out. If I ever have a horse question, I pretty much always ask Highland Lass. Because, she is the pro in our group of people. She knows tons about horses and tons about libraries. Now, here's another one of these platforms. And also, ancient culture. I'm sorry to simplify it down to that, but honestly, I do know some of you are experts in your fields when it comes to certain things. So, just like I'm the community manager and know tons about DA, that's really the only thing I'm an expert at. So, some of you probably have some fantastically amazing careers and do some really meaningful things. Look at this. There's an airship lounge and lifting goods. There's a whole airship dock. Okay, so wait. Horses are which size in D&D 5e? Aren't they considered a large creature, right? Because you need to be, if you need to ride them, they need to be a large creature, so you can ride them as a medium creature, correct? You know what, Random Ladybird? You have, though, taught me a lot about entomology, and also, like, you taught me how, like, a proper, like, a biome and a layout of, like, an environment should look. So, pat yourself on the back for that, too. So, if they're large, they can squeeze through a space one size smaller, right? But like it slows them down, right? So how would they get through the size of a brick if they're a medium creature? I'm confused by this. Yeah, this map has it going on. Because boneless, a horse? What? I'm so confused. Is this some kind of inside joke that I'm not privy to? Because you have lost me, my friend. A massive wall around the complex. Honestly, it's mostly because I have what I call streamer brain. So, put yourself in my shoes for just a moment, okay? You're trying to have what is equating to like 20 to 50 conversations at once while discussing what's on your screen and constantly saying something and keeping a conversation going. And then I read something, I'm like, wait, I always take y'all at face value, or I'm like, wait, trying to read it and comprehend it over and over again. I'm like, yeah, he's definitely messing with me, but I don't get the joke. Is this some kind of like cultural thing? Maybe it's a regional thing, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just you razzing me, I guess. So at the end of the day. Squishy horses? I mean, I know where glue comes from. This is my favorite part of the map. This little spa. This is true. Yep, Dag is not here to constantly be a thorn in my side, so I guess it just falls on Sack. How you doing, by the way, Sack? What you been up to lately? Oof. Pulling something from the nether there. The stress of the game? Or just stress in general? Asmodeus, right? He's describing Pokey from Gumby. Not... I never understood, like, getting stressed out over a sports, like, event. Unless like, if you're betting on it, or if, like, you had a friend or family member playing or something, but... Like, I don't know. I don't understand the, like, I don't ever get that. Like, I've never gotten that. Like, I've never been able to really root for a team either, I guess. That's part of the reason I don't. The sports ball doesn't make sense to me. I love playing sports. Tension? Okay. Gotcha. But I'm like, brother, my brother, you're not even playing. You're not coaching it. Do you have money on it? No need to stress over something that doesn't affect you that much. No, I didn't actually. Tell me about now that you're tell me about your expansive football career. I'd love to hear it. Hey Swifty, welcome back. Gosh, everything about this is just intricate and beautiful. They really put in the extra like mile. What the heck happened here? This is just, yeah. I'm sure people were thrilled to watch it, Zach. If you're too much, brother. Too much. So, I've been experimenting a little bit with making tiles, and it's coming along pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very impressed with what I've come up with so far. Now, some of you might wonder, Mac, what are tiles? So, Foundry, Fantasy Grounds, etc., they support a system where you can overlay your map with static or animated images, i.e. tiles. And I'm not gonna lie, I have been eager to try and experiment with this concept for a while, but it hasn't been very easy due to, you know, alpha layering with abstracts, shading being everywhere, but the green screen biome really settles this issue. Hey Jack, how are you, brother? How you been, my man? But I just have to say, this map has been a real treat to explore, go through, check out, because there's just tons and tons to do. I could walk around and explore it for hours, and I probably wouldn't find all its secrets. I'm very impressed with this build. Anyway, that being said, there are a lot of other amazing maps to check out. So congratulations to Lambent. If you're here, I would love to congratulate you personally, but you know, feel free to speak up. But otherwise, I will reach out to you on Discord to privately congratulate you and send you your $10 Hero Forge gift card for winning the Magic Dam Challenge. Now, we host these challenges every 2 weeks. They're ongoing. Everyone in our community can enter. All you need is a copy of Dungeon Alchemist and to be inspired by the theme. So with that in mind, we need to pick a new theme. I would love... You know, that's not a bad thing, Jack. Really isn't. It's like, it's a really good game, you know? Probably one of the better games of all time. Anyway, it's interesting, though. Has there been, like, a resurgence in the player base or something? Starseeker, how you doing, my friend? Okay, so... I mean, that's pretty cool, Sack Maps. You know, on my CV, on my resume, it says Times Person of the Year. And actually, this is a little trick any of you can do. So in the year 2006, Times did something really cheeky. They announced that everyone on the planet was the person of the year. They said, you know, we've been through so much lately. You all deserve this. So, if you were alive in 2006, you can claim on your resume that you were Times Person of the Year. It's kind of a joke. They're like, wait, they've shut down all future updates, so let's go to this game that hasn't had updates in years. I get it. It just reminds them of that good time when DICE actually cared. And yeah, enough about that. I'm not going to say anymore. So, when that happened, I immediately added it to my resume just to be funny, but it's actually gotten me a couple of jobs because they enjoyed my sense of humor. They looked it up and saw, they're like, wait, you were the... And they Googled it, and then they're like, oh, everybody was the Times Person of the Year. This guy's funny. So, I don't know, someone might find it annoying, but I think it's great. Hyperfox, thank you for the follow, by the way. It's a good conversation piece, if anything. You know what I mean? So, you know, put that on your CV, your resume, and tell them Mac sent you. All right, let's open up another map before I spend another 20-30 minutes in this one. It is absolutely beautiful. The only thing I don't like about this map, it would be a 10 out of 10, absolute 10 out of 10. This screenshot right here needs to be redone because right now, when I go to, this is, all of these maps, you could see a good, presentation of the map in the screenshot. This one, it's just, half cut off by the edge. And I think they did the auto screenshot and it was cut off. Okay, well, you know what? Let's check out this one really quick, because it's simple, quick, to the point. It made me laugh quite a bit. I like it. I think it's fun. And it just goes to show that, you know, you can have a complete contrast in Dungeon Alchemist. Well, good luck with that, Swifty. I hope you get the job. It just reminded me, yeah, this reminded me of like a pet rock or a pumpkin or something. You anthropomorphize the island and all of a sudden it's a cute island. You know, I love it. It's adorable. I think it's great. It's a derpy island. Hey, man. It does look like Mo. Or it kind of looks like the old guy from The Simpsons that, like, not the grandpa, the other old guy with glasses, and he's like, I'm really old. Does anybody know Seymour? Seymour Butts? Honestly, yeah, it does kind of look like the Mole Man, doesn't it? I'm gonna read the description. We'll let. It doesn't say. It just says for the magic design challenge, challenge or whatever. I love it. No context entry. Just it is what it is. Hey, speaking of Seymour Butts.
Hi. Hey, the cutes.
Was it my handsome? Oh, how's my handsome? How's my handsome? He just got his bath. He got a haircut last week. He looked so good. Oh, mother. You made him almost lurch out of my arm.
What do you say? What do you say?
What was that?
He won't speak when he's being held. He's only done it like once the entire time we've owned him. Like no, like the entire time he's been part of our family, we have never had him bark while being held. Just once. Hey, 3 geese in the trench coat. Welcome back. Are you trying to mire mom?
Say hi to everyone.
Smell good. Smell like a coconut. He's a good boy. Yeah, mom has the food. He's a mama's boy, though. Straight up. He would leave me for dead if it meant that he could walk away and listen to mom.
Who's the goobs boy?
You want to say hi? Roo, roo, roo. No? Kalali. Kalali. Kalali, is that how you say your name? I hope I didn't butcher that. But this map is simple to the point. I love that they didn't take themselves too seriously and just had fun with the entry. A very fun and interesting map. Where's mom? Wit?
Hold on, Mom. Let's go. Let's go. You later, Papa. You later.
All right. Speaking of Seymour Butts, that was Seymour Butts. Because, you know, his name's Seymour. All right. Oh, man. It is so hot in Vegas. It's going to get like up to 118 today. Oh, 118 tomorrow. Sorry. So, high of 114 today. 118 tomorrow. No humidity. It just, you know, you'll just be burned alive on the concrete. Oh, I guess I could let people know what that is, huh? Here, let's flip it over to... Yeah. Absolutely insane temperatures. So, you know, oh my goodness. I gotta say, you have just been really enjoying the new room shapes, haven't you? Seems like you're having a lot of fun being able to shape the rooms at your whim. In fact, let's get a quick poll. Raise of hands. Who is enjoying the room shaping tools that you have available now? The ability to raise and lower rooms, rotate rooms, the ability to, you know, do diagonal cuts, round cuts, convex and concave round cuts, as well as the ability to undo the steps of your floor plan or redo them. This is a very valuable improvement to Dungeon Alchemist. I personally think it's going to completely change, you know, the way Dungeon Alchemist is used forward. Oh my gosh, Kalali, that sounds insane. Like, that would be enough humidity to, like, your ceiling would just be damp, wouldn't it? Like, just, like, moisture beating up on the roof or something? That's crazy. Step outside, glasses get, like, immediately fogged over. That is no bueno. This was meant to be one tower. And then what happened, Highland Lass? Did you get carried away? I love the tents, the little kind of like shops out here. Are these just traveling merchants or something? I love a good little, you know, wandering merchant oasis setup. You know, and this is a kind of underutilized biome and room types in Dungeon Alchemist. Not many people, you know, use the Fata Morgana stuff as much anymore, at least. And so it's an interesting kind of interjection, a breath of fresh air, if you will. I mean, the biomes are available, anyone can use them, but they're just not as used as much. Ryan Thomas, I'm glad that you finally got the things you've been waiting for. I'm sorry you had to wait so long, but you know, it's I guess good things come to those who wait, right? Oh my gosh, this right here, this pool spa area, this is amazing. Please tell me you're gonna let your players use this, or you're gonna run some gameplay here. It's a beautiful map, Highland Lass. Seriously, I was exploring it for a good, like, you know, hour or two the other day. Let's drop one of the new Bite the Bullet tokens, right? We'll go take an exploration walk through the build. Love the curved doors. Yeah, I picked one of the smaller ones intentionally. I've been picking the cat and the fox token a lot lately because they're able to navigate a lot more freely. Look at this. But, yep, you were right. I need to be even smaller. Let's make it smaller. That is a really smooth transition there. I like the use of the curtains. That's great. Can't go through the arcade facade there. Yeah, they seem, it's like 3 feet instead of 5. It's like a little bit smaller. Interesting. Same here. It's cool though. Not too obtrusive, you know what I mean? Goodness. Mind blown. You run RuneQuest? Nice. I've been seeing someone in our community who has been sharing RuneQuest themed maps on Reddit using Dungeon Alchemist. I'm pretty sure they said they were RuneQuest, and I was just really impressed by them. Look at this tower. This looks brilliant. Looks really good. I like the books and the stair. Keeps going up, but oh, the portal is here. That's the portal. Cool. Cool. That's really cool. Ah! No! How do you get over there? Yeah. Almost platformed in. The floors kind of glitch together because they're so overlapped. I see the pieces of wood you're using there. Holy cow, but this is where the other portal is, right? So they connect. So this is two parts of the map. This library is exquisite. I didn't know this was here in my first tour. I missed it. Absolutely missed this. This is something else. Oh, the gargoyle, right? Every once in a while it'll move and just trip you out, doesn't it? Alrighty. Beautiful map. Thank you so much, Highland Last, for sharing it with us. I gotta ask, how long did this take you? Right? Lots of intricate little detail. I love seeing these shelves used. Alrighty. Pop over to another map. Geronimo is also here. We'll look at his. I always like looking at maps of the creators or present, because then you can get their, insight and feedback. When I first loaded this map, I was like, what is that? And then I realized you had the effects like right here, and that was just really clever. Oh, it's great. Geronimo, though, is like, when is Geronimo not making effective maps? Is something. Doesn't it look really cool, Frumpuldink? Welcome, by the way. Cal Kustner, thank you for the like on Facebook. Much appreciated. So this is based on a WoW map as well? You've just been on a WoW-inspired map build kick, right? So, Frumpuldink, Dungeon Alchemist is... It's not free. It's a one-time purchase for a lifetime license. But There is a free demo that you can try it out on Steam, and it's currently on sale for 20% off if you do end up, liking it and want to purchase it. But basically, instead of a monthly surcharge, you get the one fee and it's done, one and done, So the lifetime license includes updates until free updates until the product leaves early access, which is 5 major updates. And then they'll still cover quality of life improvements and patching and things like that after we leave early access. So quite a bit of development still to go. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm here to answer. Guide you. My name's Mac, by the way. Nice to meet you. Man, it's beautiful, Geronimo. I'm not gonna lie. It definitely was one of my top picks, but I like this though. That's a clever way to cover the statue's face. Really good. You probably did a lot to get all the effects up here, huh? For all the light. Oh, this is just a fire spout. That's clever. Instead of moving effects up. Good way to do it. So is that all it is? Just big fire spouts? It also kind of gives me, this could be somewhere set in the Conan universe. So, hold on, really quickly. I just got Ryan Thomas, you're talking about... Is it RuneQuest? Let me see where this one map is. I swear they said this was meant for RuneQuest or maybe EverQuest or something. Oh, HeroQuest. My bad. Not RuneQuest. I'm sorry. I got my wires crossed, but it's still a cool Dungeon Alchemist map, regardless. Okay, back to the task at hand. Dude, this thing is epic. It definitely could fit in a WoW. It could definitely be right at home in like a Mortal Kombat universe or, yeah, Conan. It just has that aesthetic of like ancient meets what is the term? Gosh. Dystopian? Yeah, it's a beautiful map. Really push the limit here. Skaven? Yeah, I mean, it could fit into several different aesthetics really well. Well, that too, if you go up too high, you get cut off on the export if the verticality's too much, right? You're probably right at the limit there. Just like right at it. This is brilliant, my friend. I love the sand layering on the... good job. Because it just looks like the sand blows in and covers stuff. Let's walk around with a token, take a closer look. We check out this little vendor here. I really love when a creator takes the time to overlap sand or sink a stone down into the sand, so it looks like it's been, kind of tested with time. The dunes have kind of crept in and taken over. I absolutely love that aesthetic. Because it feels more natural and real. The Dragonborn is a fitting token. This may surprise some of you, but I really never got into WoW. I hope no one holds that against me. I I don't know much about like the culture or like the story or the world. I tried playing it with my friends and I just couldn't get into it. I played a lot of Lotro because growing up I was a big Hobbit and Lord of the Rings fanboy because I loved the books well before the movies came out. And I was so excited to immerse myself in a world that was from there. Look, I love the souls in the cages. Oh my goodness. Goodness. But yeah, for about 4 or 5 years on the Brandywine Lord of the Rings online server, I was known as Lucky Nuggets the Great. I mean, I'm not like acting like it's an original thing per se, you know, that I didn't get into WoW, but a lot of people like WoW. I was a lore master, so kind of basically like Gandalf, and I was terrifying. I was really good at PvP in that game, and yeah, it was fun. So, Sack, I did in fact add that suggestion to the massive suggestion list, and there was a lot of people who wanted like dirt, grime, gross stuff. And so, in particular, I know that suggestion weighted really heavy. In fact, there was a lot of suggestions around, like, getting more abandoned and broken stuff, because, to be honest, we did that update pretty early. It was, like, the first major update after launch, right? Abandoned Ruins. I did Abandoned Ruins, my first, like, was the first thing I did with this company, is when I started working here. And I personally, you know, I do see that we're lacking in abandoned or broken down assets because we hit it up hard with what we had available and made kind of some broken versions of what was available then, right? And then made some new stuff, but it would be nice to have broken versions of like almost everything, or at least a good set of them. You know, I'm hoping that with time, yes, you'll be able to paint like terrain into a building so like the sand comes in, like, you know, it's like it's been swept with time. Or, you know, maybe it's collapsing inside. And like you can kind of do that to a degree now, but I agree. It would be nice if you could use the terrain tools inside a house. And if all of the, you know, random floors could be terrain brushes even, or some of them, a handful of them would be nice. Leonardo D20, welcome to the stream. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. So while I'm not a developer, I do have their ear. I talk to them on the regular. I'm part of the team that's involved with the creation of this product. And I have over 2,500 hours using Dungeon Alchemist. So if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, feedback, let me know. So I'm hoping that, you know, that Fun with Objects will give us the versatility to do more with objects, because then the existing objects we have can be used in more ways. Like if Carl can allow us to do negative scaling and do rotating an object on any axis, it'll change Dungeon Alchemist forever, because you can just knock something over and now it's more like a broken down thing. You know what I mean? So Milo Hilltop, right now, and I'll be honest with you, doing buildings on multi-level is not necessarily a beginner concept. It does take a little bit more work. You're going to have to do things by hand. The AI doesn't support multi-level building, so currently you can only do one level with the AI room draw. So anything you want to do beyond that to get alternate levels or height must be done by hand using a few different tools. So you have terrain shaping tools, like as you can see here, the terrain, has lower areas and cascades upward, which this creator used a combination of terrain shaping and room shaping tools. So they've used the AI room shaping, and then they'd raise up the room like this. And that would be a terrace. So it's actually shaping and terracing it using that. So you can raise and lower a room, you just can't stack another one on it using the AI. Now, moving on, if you want to build something by hand that's like a covered structure or a multi-level structure like this, it's quite possible to either, do like I showed you there, terracing with connection points in between, or if you drop into the object panel, the object panel is your best friend. There's a lot of objects in here, but the structural objects in particular are very handy. The structural objects, many of them stack and snap. So you can, stack them together really nice and neat. So just to give you an example here, I'm going to stack these up. And I'm starting to get up to 3, 4 stories really quickly. Now, that is just one of the hundreds of potential structural objects available. There's stone walls and, pillars and lifts. There is every single wall type available that is in this wall tool over here, but as a freestanding object. These can be scaled up and down. They can be rotated. Lost track of the... They can rotate it. Now, if you disable collisions, this is a big pro tip that'll help you build on multi-level. If you disable collisions, not only does it allow you to, push objects into each other, merge them together to make kind of unique new objects. That's exactly what this is. That's 2 objects put together to make like a new unique pillar there, right? Now, when you disable collisions, you can actually scale objects far past their limitations. You can make them tiny, you can make them big. The only limitation would be an object that has a lock here. It cannot be resized regardless of that. And once you disable collisions, another behavior happens. You can raise and lower objects. So it essentially is like advanced mode for objects. Disable it, raise objects up and down, resize them. So as you can see here, this could be a nice little substitute for a city wall or something like that. Anyway, I hope that answers your question there, Milo. There are hundreds of examples, though, of how to build multi-level on our workshop. If you go to the Steam Workshop tab up here and hit Browse Maps, you can search in here, and, there are quite literally, here's a nice little 2-level one, simple map. There's a 4-level, there's a multi-level. It doesn't take long to find multi-level. Here is a yawning portal, fully navigable multi-level built in Dungeon Alchemist. So I like to show this because it's kind of motivation to show you that it's possible to do this. You could potentially do this if you put a little bit of time and effort into learning the ins and outs of Dungeon Alchemist. That, or you could just go download the map from the workshop and save yourself a ton of time. So, back to the map at hand. Seisu, thank you for answering that. Our devs essentially committed to the fantasy aesthetic. Dungeon Alchemist came from a Kickstarter campaign. And so, as part of that Kickstarter campaign, we promised a fantasy aesthetic and theme and a bunch of stretch goals or planned updates. We just released one last month on the 12th called Magic. That was our most recent major update. Our next update will be called Fun with Objects. Each update includes tons of quality of life improvements, new features, new environmental biomes, room types, objects, etc. As we're in early access, each of these updates is improving the standard quality of Dungeon Alchemist, pushing us towards our final release. Once we leave early access, we plan to offer optional expansions that are above and beyond our Kickstarter promises. So we would leave the fantasy aesthetic and lean into, say, sci-fi, cyberpunk. Now, these expansions being optional, think of them like an expansion for an old video game. The old Dungeon Alchemist to be a solid standalone product that works really well for fantasy. It actually leans really decent into cyberpunk and even into early Western, just stock. Now, these expansions would add, several thousand objects, or, a couple thousand objects, few dozen environmental biomes, and probably 40 or 50 rooms. So you would essentially expand what you have available and can use all the tools available in DA and all the objects currently available within that expansion. Now, that is after we leave early access. We've committed to delivering on all our Kickstarter promises before we offer expansions. But until then, we have given our community a tool to really kind of do whatever they want in Dungeon Alchemist. You have this tool here called the Asset Importer, which allows you to import 3D models. So if you can sculpt or create 3D models, you're already a step ahead. Or if you can source them online or have purchased them from, various, maybe you buy them on Etsy or a Humble Bundle, or maybe you do Hero Forge or whatever. You can import custom 3D models, right? And then bring them into your copy of Dungeon Alchemist as a personal model, or share them on the Steam Workshop, okay? This importer supports STL, FBX, and GLTF/GLB files. It supports flat, no color, 3D files, and colored files, and animated files. So they could be all across the board, okay? Then you can share them on the Steam Workshop, and that's what I'm getting to with this. Is if you share them, that adds to the repository of over 4,500 assets that are available. There is something like 500 or so, maybe or more, sci-fi themed assets. People are adding to these collections every day to expand. There's not just fantasy assets here. So there's modern, there's a dartboard. Oh, there's, let's see here. Just going to go down. Oh, a gas stove, sci-fi outpost. So there is, if you look through it, you can find all sorts of stuff leaning into different aesthetics. Or if you want to use the Asset Importer, you can import custom assets and make whatever you want. So you can use all the environments within Dungeon Alchemist. Like this would be a great, like a Mars type planet, and then use the custom assets to build on top of it. People have actually made starships, alien planet type maps, all sorts of stuff. Run amok, how you doing? Kai Hero, welcome back. Sack, unfortunately, you can't share links in here unless it's kind of a thing that Twitch limits unless you've been authorized to do so. Let's see here. Okay, we got a question from Alberto Bravo. Is there a possibility to include a background for scenery such as a starry sky image in the future? It may have. I mean, there is already a starry sky image. If you just change it to night, you can definitely see a starry sky. During the day, it's just, there's no clouds or anything yet. It's just a sun. But we do plan to expand to offer more skyboxes. And you know how we were just talking about that Steam Workshop asset browser? There are actually some skyboxes on here. Let me just search. So I'm going to download this one. And I'm going to download this one. Seisu, can you authorize the link? Oh, gotcha. So I think it's just a Twitch thing. They automatically do it. It's like a safety measure for spam protection or whatever. So like here, let's try Sky. I could have sworn there was another one. No, okay. Well, either way, these work plenty good, and I'll show you right now. So let's say you wanted a first-person perspective that had a little bit more encapsulation on the map. Like, it actually is completely wrapped up. This dome here, set it at center on the map, and then just stretch it far beyond the confines of the map. This is a kind of a silly workaround, but it works well. And we will add more, like, skyboxes with time, but it's something that the devs plan to expand over time. So if you get down in here on first person, now we have like a night, you know, sky. There is this cloud one that works really well too. So, but keep in mind, if this is on your map, if you go to export it like a top-down, this will be completely like a bubble all the way around it. So you may want to have two versions of your map. So save the one that you export for top-down play as like the standalone map, and then do one with a skybox separate. Let me show you this other skybox really quick. It is actually a little bit... I could have sworn there used to be an animated one. Am I crazy? Asmodeus, are you here? Didn't you have a night skybox that, like, rotated or something? Oh! So the person who made this is Asmodeus, one of our moderators. You may know him as Dallas RT on the workshop. He makes all sorts of 3D models, and I don't know how he made this per se, but I'm assuming it is just a thin membrane dome that a skin was applied to, like a sky skin. And it's essentially something that was made in Blender and then imported. But it is brilliant in the way, you know, those cactuses look really good against the sky. I'm not going to lie. It gives me that kind of like Wile E. Coyote feel. Anyway, looks good. I really like how that can alter a map. Let's go on to look at another map, though. Seisu, can you see the link that was posted by Sack, copy it, and repost it for him? So someone can see it? Because you can post it, right? Yeah, I mean, Alberto, honestly, like, TV tabletop play is probably one of the funnest ways to utilize Dungeon Alchemist. Okay, so it must be an admin setting in Twitch I've got to adjust, so I'll have to do it after the stream. I'm sorry. Maybe, Sack, you could send it to Seisu, and then... You can post a link, though, correct, Seisu? Right? You should be able to. So if Sack sent you the link privately, you could post it? Okay. Just wanted to clarify. I was like, wait, you both can't? This was a late entry. It was actually entered after the deadline, but seeing as how, you know, there's no harm in sharing it, I didn't see it as a problem to add it. So, Sack, if you want to send that link to Seisu, he can post it for you. And then I'll figure out how to, like, put people on a safe list or allow link posts if, you know, you have certain privileges. You know, we did get it. It's very... I don't know how many colors it has, honestly. Swedish Cook. I got told a couple of them. Hold on. Trying to find it. Trying to find it. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I had it in a conversation with Quentin, one of our developers. Speaking of Quentin, okay, y'all should know this on the next office hour stream, so Wednesday in our Discord, which is a kind of an exclusive stream to our Discord. Every Wednesday we host what we call office hours. Imagine if we had like a corporate headquarters, which we don't because we all work remotely. You could, come in and get support, get a tour, meet the staff, hang out. Office hours is kind of that concept. So, but instead it's in a stream hosted weekly in our Discord where, we get to know each other as, map makers and game masters, and you can hang out and ask questions related to DA, as well as get live support and share suggestions and feedback. Now, this next Wednesday, we have a special guest. One of our developers, Quentin Van Ravels, will be joining us. Quentin makes a lot of the cool little features you use in DA every day, and he is the one looking at all over all of the bug reports you submit through the feedback tab here. He is the one that scours them and looks through them first before, and tries to fix them before he gets Carl involved. So, keeping that in mind, so what I do know is what triggers it is how many times you open and close DA. Like every time you load DA, it adds color. Every time you share an asset or a map on the workshop also makes the color go up. I don't know what the scale of the color is, unfortunately. But I do know that much. So, Alberto, there is not a way to copy and paste multiple or group multiple objects together per se, not yet. Our next update, Fun with Objects, will most likely address this, as it's planned around object interactivity and manipulation. There are some ways to kind of group objects together in a limited regard. Like, for instance, you see this rug? Everything on this rug can move as one unit, so everything stacked on top of something like on this desk or whatever this is, they are all considered one object for the purpose of scaling and movement, but unfortunately you cannot copy this group of objects yet. There is one thing you can do that's copy-paste related, and it's essentially you're copying and pasting the features of an object or its properties. So how that works, for instance, let's say you wanted to change all the lights in your map to be off. I'm going to turn this one light off. I'm going to type Control-C, or it'd be Command-C on Mac, or you can go to the edit window here and it says copy, same thing. And then if you do Command-V or Control-V, you get this little box. You can drag it across the map. Boom, I just turned off every light source all at once. The only ones that will be on now are just animated ones, or like, you know what I mean? It was a pretty simple, easy way to do that. You could change all the colors of the lights at once, and it's not just lights. You could disable or enable all animations, open and close all doors. It's a very neat. How to replace the green screen map with a picture? You would do it in post, my friend. So you build your map, and then once you have the map exported, that green area, you could superimpose whatever you want onto that. So, really quickly, I'm going to open up the green screen biome, but when I do, it is going to be bright. Actually, you know what? No, let me show you an example of what you can do with the green screen biome. So what I've been working on the last few days is experimenting with creating a tile. Okay? So, maybe this will play. 1 second. So this is a tile of a drill I created. And what I did is I had the drill on the green screen and I exported it as a video, did the normal video export. So I got the 30-second loop. I put this into my video editor, which has chroma key removal, and I removed the green screen. Toot sweet. Took me 2 clicks. Same thing with Photoshop or GIMP photo editors. It's usually a few clicks to remove a solid color that has no shadows. And that's the point of the biome. Alternatively, you can superimpose something into that using like a third-party software, like OBS or Streamlabs. If you wanted to change it in real time, it is possible, but Dungeon Alchemist won't allow you to do that within it. The only way you could maybe put an image over the backdrop would be as if you put like a tracing overlay layer, and then you made it super, super visible. You can't insert, it's not an abstract plane. The green screen background isn't an abstract. You can't insert an image into it. So I can get the confusion because it is like the abstract objects and all of them can insert an image, but it's not the same in that regard. Alberto, oh, I'm so sorry that you struggle with the English aspects, but I do appreciate you being here, and I'm here to guide you and help you. Remember, you can always use a translator software like translation, like Google, when you're using text, like in Discord. So you could potentially translate what you read there. I do know that hopefully at some point we do plan to do localization in Dungeon Alchemist, which means translation to other languages. I know that South America, Portuguese, Spanish are high up on the list because they're very heavily requested. So at some point down the road, we do plan to address that, to help with that as well. Appreciate you being here. Glad I could help. Okay, let me show you an example really quick of how I would do this. Alright, my computer's running kind of slow. Give me a minute. Okay, so here is, darn it, the wrong one. Here's a video. So I recorded the drill, right? Or I just exported the drill, doing various tests, and I tried to get the map as close to 1920 by 1080 like resolution on export. And I found, because MP4 can't go over 2048 by 2048 resolution, that's like a limitation of the H.264 codec. We essentially max out the DPI at 102 DPI for MP4. And what that does is when you do it a 150 DPI, 300 DPI, whatever, it gets, if you do a 20 by 11 map, it is incredibly close to 1920 by 1080. In my experiments, I found it was so close. I mean, a green screen being just a little bit larger, you can always crop video if it's all the same outside of that, the image in the center that you're interested in. So essentially what I suggest doing is in like this software that we're using right now, for instance, you see this green massive blob on the screen, right? In the software I'm currently using, I can add a filter. I'm gonna go do this right now. So I just turned on the color key. I haven't adjusted it much or anything. It can be fine-tuned even. But essentially, I'm in real time right now editing that out. That is a live edit. I'm gonna make a detailed video of how I made the tile after I get the process all fine-tuned. But yes, essentially, kind of. I've been experimenting on the backside to try and figure it out, to perfect it and make a tutorial video for it. I'm also gonna make a few tiles to give everyone. But this, I mean, I have a green screen behind me that's real-time editing out, and there's another one. So essentially, if I was editing on a green screen map right now, you could supplement the background with whatever you wanted. You could have it being in space. You could have it being in the water. You could have it being in the clouds. Whatever you could supplement as the backdrop, the lower layer of video, to supplement that green screen chroma key can be changed. Now, I took that drill, right, and I played around with it a bit. This is an example of a drop shadow I put on it. You can see a shadow below the drill to kind of give it more realism, and the shadow actually moves with the drill too. So I'm kind of trying to get it fine-tuned and figure out the best way to make them, and then I'm going to share the process with our community. But when all's said and done, it gets results like this. But I mean, you could go in the green screen biome. What I would love to see is someone make like an amazing ship in the green screen biome, right? And then you could put that ship anywhere. Anywhere. You could put it in the astral sea. You could put it on the shoreline. You could put it in an ocean of blood. You could do whatever you want and have all those maps just, you know, just a loop playing in the background that you cycle between as a video effect. But the green screen thing is, it can be used like 3 or 4 different ways. So it's kind of tricky. You know, there's real-time chroma key supplementation, which we just showed you a moment ago when the drill was like live and being changed out. Then there's editing in post using like photo editors and video editors where you can remove the green and then save it as like a PNG or a WebM file, which can have transparent backgrounds. I mean, DA isn't a video editor, man. It's a map tool. Like, I don't know what you're expecting at the end of the day. I do like the idea of it being like a Swiss Army knife for everything, but I think at the end of the day, a video editing tool will be the best way to do it. You know, because they're primed for it. It's like their primary purpose. There's free ones, there's some that cost, but they're all going to be better than us adding video editing to DA, I feel like, at the end of the day. Hold on. Let me open this map. I hope that didn't sound negative. I'm just like, especially when it only takes like 2 clicks in an application outside of DA that is like a good application for editing, like a photo editor or whatever. Essentially, we would have to add a photo editor into DA to do that. So what I do is I turn the grid on. Right? I have it on so I could center the object. So let's say I wanted to do the ethereal loom, right? Oops. Or maybe I wanted to do the flesh pit, right? Try to center it the best you can. Obviously, you can't perfectly center everything, right? You could also just turn off collisions. Try to put it wherever if it'll let you. This particular object snaps, so it won't. Now, when you go to export, just turn off the grid, right? Make sure it's MP4, high quality DPI, just 150. When you export at 20 by 11 size, it's like, here, let me get the dimensions really quick. It's 2040 by 1122. So 1920 by 1080, it's within 100 pixels on both sides, which means just needs a little bit of cropping in a video editor, and it's done. So because you don't care about that feature, it's useless, or it has no purpose, or what? I'm confused by that statement, Starseeker. Does no one else get benefit out of it in the stream, or what? I get that you want it to be a large abstract, but it's not. And it's not going to change overnight, unfortunately. There's no way to change it. I mean, really, the only way would be putting an abstract down and inserting an image into that as the whole backdrop, I'm afraid. I don't have a better answer at this time. The way to do it right now would be in post, in a video editor, or using like a video production software like OBS, both of which can be acquired for free. Let's see here. I'm doing good. Garfield, how you doing? Welcome back. Uh-oh. Did DA crash? Must have. Or did I close it? OBS is an amazing tool that is absolutely free, and it can record video, so screen record and capture, or it can stream. It's designed to be an amazing production level software. I mean, there are full-fledged companies that use OBS as their production software for streams. And I mean, it's not like a I mean, despite it being free, it is a very powerful tool, and it can do like live. So if you had a bunch of backgrounds, you could just start swapping them in on the green screen background live. That being said, I understand you want it all within DA to be nice, one clean solution. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't even see the devs doing that, like offering the option to put an image into the background custom. I don't know. I would have to talk to them and see if it's even possible to insert it into the biome. Because they're kind of treated separately. Plesiosaur! Hey, welcome back to Ton 21. I had to watch that episode after we spoke last week. I rewatched it. OBS is an amazing tool. People use it for Zoom. People use it for recording, screen recording, streaming, all sorts of stuff. It's an amazing piece of software, especially for free. Diem, are you here right now? Holy cow, this thing is beautiful. When I was investigating it, I was so enthralled with this. The waterfalls. Woo! Woo! The verticality. Oh, yeah, you guys were collaborating, right? Did he give you an idea, or did you give him an idea for the build? Is this going to be used in your campaign? So is this like a dream realm or something? Seisu? Oh, interesting. That sounds terrifying. Because, you know, the one place you want to be in is in the Cthulhu's dreams. I get it, Starseeker. You know, not everyone has time to learn a new tool or grasp a new concept. At the end of the day, the green screen feature is an advanced concept designed for power users who will utilize those tools in post. And I understand what you're suggesting. It's a great idea. If it's not on Upvote, you should definitely get it on there. You know, get some eyes on it. I personally, I'm not against it, but there's, you know, right now there's no solution short of what I've given you, which is in post, which is how the biome was intended to function. You know what I mean? I hope that doesn't sound crass or rude or anything, but it is a very powerful biome and can be used lots of ways outside of DA. That was kind of its primary purpose. But, you know, it would be nice if DA was the Swiss Army knife of map making and did everything, you know. But also, as you feature creep, things can become problematic. So I don't know what the devs would, you know, consider doing something like that. I do see it as a very interesting idea. And personally, if they could, you know, offer a way, even instead of just the green screen, it was just a custom image background where you could insert an image of a certain resolution and then make that your background as a custom biome, that probably would be, you know, the way to go. Like a whole biome dedicated to that purpose. I mean, they probably could sandwich it into the green screen one. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. They have to defend this portal. Interesting. This is a cool looking map. I like it. So from the brain of, from the imagination of Seisu, now I know why it looks so terrifying. Let's go up here. Is YouTube chat coming through at the moment? I don't think it is. I'm gonna refresh. Looking at other streams really quickly. Okay. We're good on, okay, I'm seeing chat on all the other platforms, so we're good. Just want to make sure everything was working. Wow. Wow. I like it. Very cool. DM did a good job on this. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay. Let's see here. Got a few left, so let's hurry and check them all out. BB, this one is yours if I'm not mistaken, and this is such a cool map. I love that the entire build was suspended. Like, if I had a hat, I'd tip it. Because that's really cool. And then you also have the tiny little village down below for the forced perspective. The lost magic of the cloud giant. Absolutely beautiful. Yep, little trees down at the bottom and the little village to give that forced perspective. I love the clouds as well. I guess you could kind of, if you did it by hand, using the old-fashioned way. You use one of these bad boys, right? Something like this on it. Could be used in tandem. But I still love what you did. It's perfect as it is. It looks good. What's with the two Hendrix? Oh! Are these just for exploring or what? Just a gnome running away from knights. Don't mind me. The little dollhouse with stuff in it. I didn't notice that in my first pass. Cheese! Yeah. So cool. Okay, I feel like there's another layer though, and that's where I want to go in. Yeah. Yeah. Let me in! Can't fall. I'll just place the token on the ledge. Yep. Yep, there's an invisible wall there. It won't let me in. Also can't get through here for some reason. Weird. Oh well, we can still see in. Yeah, moon gates aren't doors. They're technically like an arcade, which is more like a wall. Very cool. How long did you spend on this build? I'm just curious. Is there another layer below? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to peel away some of the wall. Ah, I almost made it. No! Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, I just fell through. It's okay. We wanted to get down here anyway. Look at that. That is insane. Does it even go further down? What? Oh my goodness. I didn't even find this one. What? Ah, just fell over. This is cool, BB. Appreciate the share of this one. I really enjoyed exploring this one. Ah! I can't make it back up. Fun while I lasted. Those humans seem to have pretty good accommodations. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty. We're gonna let the dark thoughts creep in. We're gonna jump over if we can. Yeah, I'm big to this village even. It's like a standard size token. You definitely force perspective this. That's good. That's clever. I like it. Very good job on this. Swedish cook pulled out all the stops here and made a crazy, like, amazing, cool map. It is mind-bending because there's a lot going on with verticality and these, like, extra-dimensional objects, which it seems like there's a puzzle of the different portals and where you need to go and how to get up to somewhere to get this, I'm assuming. Great use of the slime cubes to make the kind of raised water area. That Stygian Dosser down there is like a good little drain setup. That's neat. That's neat. Yep, slime cubes are great because they can be recolored too to a variety of different colors, but blue is, you know, originally this was like the original waterfall or water at any height trick. Was to use a slime cube. That being said, there are quite a few water assets on the workshop now, thanks to Asmodeus. Like this is an animated wave. This would have just been too big, I see why. But yeah, you get the idea. There's waterfalls and a few other things on the workshop as well. Swedish Cook, are you still here, my friend? Yeah, it is hard to grasp, but I think, okay, each portal has a theme. So this is kind of reminding me of like Mario or something back in the day where there'd just be lots of portals and platforms you got to jump around and figure out. Some of them are traps where you'll fall, like this red one goes down, that one goes down, that one goes down. Some of them like lead to other ledges and places you need to go to. There's a little strong box there. It is a trip to look at for sure. I kind of deduced a few bits of information. It definitely reminded me of playing a Mario type game where there's portals and they each kind of lead to a different area in the platform. So, what can you tell us about this map? What was your favorite aspect of it? Honestly, I mean, sometimes it's not even the most crazy build that wins. You know what I mean? Like, there are some interesting... I've had builds that are tiny win, or builds that just make me laugh. By the way, Milks, did you put your... Was he? Oh, hi, Beber. Mama. That's a kitty bird. Sorry, my cat was yelling at me, I guess. We don't have a theme. We need to come up with one. I kind of was thinking to do a tiny house cat. Hey, Mama. How's the bebber? Here's a bebber. Can you guys hear him purring? Cat ASMR. The reason I suggested tiny house is I wanted something, a small build. Graveyard would be good too. I would love to see some more graveyard submissions, actually. And that's a good generic suggestion that anyone could use in their campaign. That is a really good one, actually, Cartographer. What about a map based on a real place? We could potentially do that, but it'd have to be a real place that enough people know about and can reference easy enough. Yeah, he has the, like, we call it the Egyptian eyeliner, right? Like how they would wear like the really bright colors around their eyes. That's kind of opposite of the size scale I was hoping for. Okay, kiddo. Problem is, with a bigger map, not everyone can participate. Be a good kitty, okay? Be a good kitty. Oh, we gotta unhook you. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, he is huge. If I hold him up to my head, he'll drape down past my waist. He is a massive cat. Absolutely enormous. He looks like a lynx. So I feel like tiny house could be fun because it can be, you could do like the mobile kind of like wandering traveler aesthetic, right? Or you could do like a tiny little gnome style home, or you could do, you know what I mean? So tiny house, tiny home. Cartographer, though, I'm going to keep Graveyard in my belt. What I think we might want to come back to Graveyard once we expand upon the Graveyard assets. Maybe Fun with Objects might do that. Who knows? So, is everyone cool with tiny house? Tiny home. We'll call it tiny home, okay? So, I'm going to update the damn challenge. Now, that being said, I will not restrict the map size with this. So you can do however you interpret tiny home. You can make it however you want within those bounds, okay? I'm keeping my fingers crossed that someone makes a mouse home, like within a house. So it's like a big house with, and then a smaller one within it. Really meta build. Diem, dude, we were just looking at your map. It was so good. How are you? Welcome back. Oops, the wrong area. Okay, I've got at least one more to look at here. I've done that one, 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 I've done that one. This one's the winner. So yep. Okay. Cartographer is the last map of the stream. Oh, it did. Absolutely. But I also think because, you know, it was the first damn challenge after people had some time to play with Magic and get used to it. The other one was kind of like overlapped right after the launch. So everyone was like putting stuff out, but didn't really have a chance to play with it and get familiar, right? So, Milks, did you submit a map to the Dam Challenge this time? Was it yours? Was it part of this one? Because I don't think I saw yours on Discord. Because I saw your message earlier, and now I'm concerned. Oh, there it is. Nope, I see it. Oh, you know what it was? It was before the announcement of the winner, so I missed it. I am so sorry. I owe you a sincere apology, okay? I actually did not even see it because it was above the oh my gosh. I just thought it was for the previous weeks. I am so sorry. You know what? We're going to take a look at it. We're going to check it out after this one, okay? So definitely we'll be looking at it in just a minute. Let me subscribe to it, get it in my list. I feel awful. Okay, first off, my sincerest apologies. Oh, we're going to just download those. Okay, no worries. But might as well get it started now. Now, looking at this, wow, that is fantastic build. Yeah, we'll get a closer look at that in just a minute. So the winner was, sorry, was Lambent. Lambent submitted this massive map called Xanadu Nights. And it is an insane build. Like a massive complex. Here, I'll get you the link right now. There you go. So, Milks, Amilks, I'm going to load back the previous map because we had only just loaded that, and then we'll look at yours right after, okay? Yeah, it's 100, that, Diem, just warning you. Load another map first and set DA to low before you load that map because it's 132 by 110. It's massive. See you later, Starseeker. Okay. Let's get back into this Vecna's office and we'll flip. Your 4070 should be able to handle it because my 4070 was handling it just fine. So, Cartographer. Stunning verticality, my friend. I see you are just diving into the Magic update and getting familiar with how the various building at different heights is working. I love these custom stairs here. Yeah, there's a lot going on in here. Let's disable collisions so we can actually play. Whoop. Custom stairs. Like, goodness. So, is your module so you use the skeletal planes to really get the bone feel. Smart. I really love this new flooring. This was added in the Magic update, and I haven't seen many people use it yet. I think it appears in the Witch Hut pretty often. See you later, Swedish Cook. Thank you so much for your submission, my friend, and for all you do for the community. Appreciate you. We'll see you later. And Starseeker, we'll see you around too. So, Vecna's library is just filled with blood. All right. Cartographer, care to, oh, that's a vat, isn't it? Is it a vat? How did you get blood up here? Ah, so this room is technically underwater level? But why isn't everything outside of it filling? Like that. That's crazy. So it's just slightly higher? So it's considered a separate body. Clever. Very clever. That is, it is indeed very clever. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. We have a whole update planned for water manipulation called Water Worlds. So yes, waterfalls, water effects, water manipulation, water on different levels. Yeah, Vecna is very extra, as I could see from your build. Holy cow. So, I forgive my ignorance. I have never played like a campaign where I've dealt with Vecna. I read about him, you know, but like, is this like his aesthetic normally? Is he really just like opulent, massive, like structures that are... From what I understand, Vecna has to be, like, separated into parts, or else he's, like, way too dangerous as a solid piece, right? And could be revived. Just doing his taxes. You know why we call it the Bone Throne, right? Because it's a throne made out of bones. So is this intended to be like floating? Like this is like clouds here at the edge, or? Got a vapor bar over here. Cartographer, seriously, well done. Pat yourself on the back, my friend. You really are just knocking them out of the park. Your builds are getting incredibly detailed and intricate and advanced. I've been watching you for the last, like, you know, casually here and there for the last 3-4 months on your streams and watching you submit to the Damn Challenge, and dude, you are definitely, you are getting incredibly impressive with your cartography. Right? Just these random gardens just next to the blood and bones. This mycelium is totally not sustained on corpses. Don't worry. I mean, there was a lot of good maps, DM. It wasn't an easy choice for me this time around. I'm not gonna lie. I think the magic theme combined with the updates, all the, you know, people learning all the new stuff about the update for the last, you know, few weeks and finally get a chance to share their techniques and whatnot, it really brought out the A game in our community. I am honestly so proud of the participants who shared their work and anyone who just, you know, put themselves out there and participated. It takes a lot of bravery to share your work with the world. You know what I mean? To share your art, your effort and time. So I do appreciate all those that participated in the Damn Challenge, as well as everyone who watched today. And remember, we have one more map. We're not done yet. We have one more bonus map today, because I was an absolute jerk and did not even see this one. This is a cautionary tale, and I'm not blaming the I'm not blaming the map maker here, because it was my mistake for missing it, but I do ask that people wait until I announce the winner and the new theme before you start sharing your entries. That way it doesn't get mixed up or lost in the previous entries. But aside from that, it is no worry. Yeah, the new theme is Tiny Home. Holy cow. Already loving this. Okay, let's go in at ground level. Shall we? I want to take a look at it as the alchemist. Actually, no, the alchemist. Oh my goodness. Stacking this probably took you so long, didn't it? All of these objects? Holy cow. It is so well organized in here. I love this. This is a mood. Oh, love it. Would you look at this? So, so I love that our community loves to show beauty with organization and, like, symmetry, right? And then also our community loves to show beauty with chaos, right? And this is a perfect example of the former. Just absolute structure and symmetry Everything looks clean and organized. I'd like to hear more about this shop owner. I love the various stations set up to make all the concoctions. All this and no register, though. I gotta go upstairs and check this out. We could also do chaos versus order. This, I honestly, I don't even want to know how long. No, I do. How long did it take you to organize all this? This is, I'm impressed with the organization alone. Because yeah, you went like boom, boom, like you interleaved them, like alternated. Like, oh my gosh, this looks like it was a freshly stocked store. Well, I mean, it is a store, I guess, so I'm kind of silly. But it just feels like, you know, when you go into a store after it was stocked the night before, it's all clean and frontward faced. Or like a store's grand opening. I love it. So when we were looking at it, I did have some feedback. Overall, I loved the verticality. The color, the lighting was impressive. I love the waterfalls too, and like the face space below. I personally enjoyed the map overall. I thought it was an interesting concept, like the dreamscape. Overall, I would say, you know, if anything, just keep doing what you're doing. And you know, Seisu said that he kind of inspired you to build that. He gave you some ideas or something. Is that how that worked out? So he gave you some feedback, and now he's going to use the map in his campaign. That's a really cool idea, actually. Right? I honestly would love to visit a place like this. So first off, I mean, it's awesome, DM, that your map is going to be used for someone's campaign. That's got to be like probably like one of the most, like, I don't know. In my mind, like if people were using my maps in their campaigns, I'd be really flattered and like I'd be tickled, you know, a little bit over it. But that's just kind of my mindset. Now, the fact that you were able to collaborate with someone and bring their kind of vision to life is a huge deal. It's an amazing accomplishment in itself. And then you went the extra mile by really kind of using a lot of like the Fey environment stuff to make it feel otherworldly. And one thing I really loved is you detailed a lot of destruction. I remember seeing like all the rubble and the broken statues and stuff. It felt like it was just like a really old space. And when I think of the like a Cthulhu, you know, I think of that as like an ancient elder being. So the dreamscape of a Cthulhu is probably, you know, something ancient and hellish along the lines there, and I think you really knocked it out of the park. Really, what to add? I can't think of anything offhand while I'm not looking at the map, but I do overall enjoyed your build very much so. You know what'd be really cool with this map, right? Is putting it on the green screen biome and just having this be like a floating emporium or a traveling, like a teleporting emporium. Like kind of like Howl's Wandering Castle or like the Boar Hat, you know? But it's just like this massive traveling potion emporium. Again, my apologies for not seeing this the first time around. I feel so awful for that. But at least we got to take a good look at your map here, Milks. And seriously, I commend you for the amount of dedication you put into organizing this. Like, just the health potions here is insane. Like, there's so much to this, and they're very, very symmetrical and clean. You had a lot of dedication to this. Oh my. I like this. This is my favorite spot right here. I don't know why. It just feels like something special about this corner. It's hard to quantify why I enjoy this space. All right, everyone. We have gone 20 over the hour, so it is time to wrap up the stream. I had so much fun hanging out with you all today. The damn challenge was a resounding success. Can we just give a round of applause for everyone that participated today? And if you submitted a map and were part of today's damn challenge, make sure to pat yourself on the back. You all did amazing work. Seriously, these entries were top notch. I was very hard pressed to pick a winner. And then there was a late entry that threw a wrench in the works. Okay, because I kind of already had a winner picked out, and then someone submitted an entry before the deadline, so I had to reassess everything late last night. It was gut-wrenching, to say the least. So I appreciate everyone's participation. I really love seeing all the creative concepts and ideas and cool new building techniques and styles you bring to the table with these challenges. If anything, I think the Damn Challenge has enriched our community as a whole very much. You know, I'm glad we started doing it when we did impulsively a couple years ago, you know, almost 2 years ago. And I'm glad that it's just grown to what it is now. You know, we may not get 100 entries every 2 weeks, but we get some of the most amazing maps and ideas and builds out of it. And so I think our community as a whole is enriched because of it. We all learn from it. We all benefit from it. Being on the workshop is something we can see. I just appreciate everyone who participates in this community initiative. Whether you're here watching and just supporting the streams, or you're sharing feedback and thoughts in the Damn Challenge channel, or you're actively making entries every 2 weeks, seriously, thank you so much for being part of it. Now, to wrap up, little goodbye for everyone. Again, my name is Mac. I am the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Dungeon Alchemist is an AI-powered map-making utility available on Steam. It is currently 20% off for the Steam summer sale through the 11th, so take advantage of that before the deal ends. Also, would like to remind you that there is a demo available for Dungeon Alchemist now. So if you are sitting on the fence and you want to try it, maybe see how it runs on your computer, go download the demo. It's free. Play around, build yourself a tavern in a forest, check it out, have some fun with it, see kind of what the basics of what it can do. And then see if you want to get the full version, because then you know if it runs on your computer and if you enjoy it or not. I mean, what better way to determine it with a demo, right? Anyway, thank you so much for participating, everyone. We'll see you back on Monday, which is Mapmaker Monday, our next stream, where I will be wrapping up the Wizard Tower and starting a new build. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you back Monday with another live map making session, so you can watch and follow along and learn in real time from a map making expert, or at least someone who likes to think they're a map making expert. All right, everyone, we'll see you. Oh, hey, Back in Laser, I did not see your question. Let me hurry and address that. So the Damn Challenge is an ongoing map making contest. It's hosted every 2 weeks. And it's across all our stream platforms, but primarily in our Discord. We have a channel in Discord labeled Damn Challenge. And basically every 2 weeks, we pick a theme. The new theme is Tiny Home. You use that theme as inspiration to make a map of any shape or size, right? Once you have made that map, you submit the map in the Damn Challenge channel. There is some rules pinned at the top of the channel. Make sure you check those rules and follow them. There's like 4 rules, really easy to follow. So use Tiny Home as inspiration, submit to the Damn Challenge channel before the deadline following the rules. And if you win, you get a $10 Hero Forge gift card, and your map is the first map promptly featured on the Damn Challenge stream, as well as it is featured in our weekly newsletter called the Carnomancer Chronicles. So the winner gets their stuff promptly, and very prominently featured in a few spaces, getting a lot of eyes on their work, as well as getting a lot of people downloading their map and checking out their build. So if you, say, make maps as a commission artist or a Patreon creator, this might be a good way to advertise your map making skills. Or maybe you just want to flex your map making muscle against the community and show off your skills and show everyone what you could do. Or maybe you just want to push yourself to the limit and see what you can make. Whatever your reason is for participating in the Damn Challenge, it's really just to be fun. It's really not supposed to be a super crazy competition. It's all in fun. And realistically, it's just designed to enrich our community as a whole and make sure we get all these awesome, amazing maps as a community to share. Because all the maps in the Damn Challenge end up on the workshop, the Steam Workshop. Hope that answers your question there, Back and Laser. Did that get you covered? Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Again, my name is Mac, the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. We'll see you next time I give a damn. Mac out. Bye.